interior of the 64 GTO is done. And the only thing I can say is that it is a fabulous GTO interior. I mean, she has really dressed it up and made it her own. You can see the pink and the purple trim actually worked out pretty nicely. Let's give you a look at that dashboard. The dashboard is, let's get a little light in it. We've got chrome on the instrument cluster. Now that was done by hand painting the chrome from the Gundam marker. This I have found is the best chrome pen on the market. In my opinion, even better than the other popular chrome pen. If I can remember what it's called. The Molotow. Now, I used to use the Molotow chrome pen. The problem with the Molotow is that once it sits for a while, it turns to come out more of a dull silver than a chrome. So I started using the Gundam marker, and I'm not really sure what this is, if it's a lacquer or if it's some sort of an ink like the Molotow. But it seems to be much more durable than the Molotow. It dries faster, and you can actually, as you can see, I put a little bit of the panel line paint in it for the gauges and the AC controls there, and it didn't discolor it or change it in any way, so I'm not really sure what it is. I've used it on all the interior components. Here we have you can see the window cranks, the emblems on the doors. Here we have the door handles, all of the trimming in the back of the car, the trimming up along the door panels. All of that is done with the Gundam Chrome Marker EX. Now what I do is I put a little bit of it on a piece of paper and then just dab it on with a paintbrush, and this is the effect that we get. It looks fantastic. Really does look like chrome. I'm very happy with it. Now the center console was done with bare metal foil to give it the chrome look, much like the real thing. There you can see more of the chrome on the sides of the seat. That was done with the Gundam marker. And then for the carpeting, which I'm sure you're all wondering about this carpeting that I've used, that I've put on there. And here we're using the purple tinsel embossing powder, available from Hobby Lobby. And once she saw this, she loved the sparkle in it, as the sparkle actually brings out almost a pinkish like color along with the purple, which kind of goes along with the pink and purple interior that she requested for this build. So she's very happy with it. And of course you can see the steering wheel, which is given a wood look by using a combination of Tamiya Flat Earth, Desert Yellow, Flat Black, and Clear Red. These four combined give you this really nice wood effect on the steering wheel, which I'm thinking of also adding to the shifter knob, just so that the steering wheel isn't the only wood item in the car. But there you go, people. This is my most unique interior that I've ever done in any of my builds. If you're curious, The purple is handled by Tamiya X16, and the pink is handled by Tamiya X17. She's very happy with this interior. Now, the only thing left to do is add some seat belts and change the shifter knob from chrome to a wood color. So, this was interesting. Okay, now, let me just talk real brief about how to do the wood. The way I did the wood look steering wheel is I would paint the steering wheel rim in with the Tamiya Desert Yellow. Then I would randomly dab the darker Tamiya Flat Earth on over the Desert Yellow. Then just randomly place spots of the flat black on the steering wheel, and that'll give you the swirl marks, the forget what they call that in wood. That comes from real wood. You'll have the little swirl marks that are in the wood in light and dark tones. And then I paint over the whole thing with clear red X27, and the red over the combination of colors gives you this really nice glossy lacquered brown wood color. Really, really works nicely. So that's it, folks. That's the whole interior here. The GTO is really going to be way more custom than even I thought it was. But it's kind of cool doing something completely out of the norm. Alright guys, we're going to keep going with this build. Alright guys, now that we have our interior finished, as you saw in the last segment, and you see how sparkly that carpet is, that's just fabulous. And weirdly enough, I'm starting to like it. Anyway, now she said that her seatbelts have to be pink. So, since I couldn't find any pink seatbelt material, similar to what I have here in the Z28 in black, it's time to make some seatbelts. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that. First thing I do is I take a bit of my 2 millimeter. No, actually, this is the 3 millimeter. This is the 2 or the 3. I don't even remember what size this is. This is the 2 millimeter Tamiya masking tape, which is roughly equal to the thickness of the seatbelt material that I normally use. And for her, I have them painted in pink now. So hopefully it'll stay flexible enough that I can bend it where I need to without cracking. And after installing the Model Car Garage seatbelt hardware kit onto the model, I'll have pink seatbelts. Words that I thought would never come out of my mouth. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try and assemble this and see if it works. Okay guys, now it's time to start making our seatbelt hardware. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, I've shown this before. This is a photo etch bender that I have here. And this is what I use to bend the seatbelt and photo etch material to the shapes that I need in order to make it look realistic. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seatbelt buckle itself, which on the Model Car Garage sets, it's got a really cool buckle that you can fold the ends over and have a 3-dimensional seatbelt buckle. Not just a flat metal buckle, but an actual buckle with 3 sides so that when you lay it down on the seat, it looks like it's a real physical buckle. The bending tool is literally just a clamp to hold down the photo etch piece that you want. And then you can use a razor blade and fold over on the straight edges of the tool to create a perfect right angle bend. This stuff works really great on the photo etched stuff that you have to make into different shapes. Here's the finished product right here. And gotta admit, it really does look convincing when you have it in the model itself. You can see that both sides are folded down, So it creates almost a little box that'll look like a buckle when it's right in the car. Guys, here we have the completed and finished interior, along with our very pink seat belts, which, as you saw, were made with Tamiya tape. Not 100% happy with the way they came out, but not the worst. Not the worst. The rest of the interior is looking very, very colorful. You can see the steering wheel and the shifter are now the redwood color. There's the instrument cluster there. You can see that there are lenses on each one of the gauges. That is done using Bondic. You can see exactly how I did that on my Fiero red, blue, gray build, my triple Fiero build. Or I go right over exactly how to apply the Bondic and turn it into gauge glass. Here we have all of the interior chrome trim done with a combination of bare metal foil right on the center console and on the upper chrome trim. Oh, I'm sorry, the lower chrome trim. The upper chrome trim is done with the Gundam marker, chrome Gundam marker, along with all of the window cranks, door handles, trimming. That's all done with Gundam marker. And as a good comparison, you can look at the upper chrome trim along the edge of the door and the lower chrome trim along the edge of the door, and you can see that the Gundam marker has a shine that's pretty much equal to bare metal foil. It's a really, really good marker. I really, really like it. And here we have our seat belts with the hardware from Model Car Garage. So overall, despite the unusual coloring, Mrs. Onyx Fiero picked a very, very interesting color scheme for this interior, and I gotta admit, it looks way better than I expected. Kind of cool in a very pink and colorful Las Vegas show kind of way. Alright, well that's going to be it for this segment on the interior, since that's done. And that's going to end this video right here. It is cool. It is different. And it's interesting. Alright guys, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to end this here with a look at the Camaro and the GTO interiors together. I'm really enjoying this double build. I hope you guys are too. And I will see you on the next one.